What's up, y'all? So, this is a video on doing your research versus reading books. Me personally, I've never been a fan of reading books. I don't see the point in it. I do know that there's value in it, but I'd much rather do my research for anything I specifically need to know. Like, I could skip, reading a fat ass book and just doing my research instead as it pertains to self-improvement. Now, I know a lot of people, there's probably people out there that would disagree with that because I've heard different reasons why people read books. Some people read books it's funny, I have heard this one reason why people read books. Somebody told me that reading books or reading a book is a strategy uh, to fall asleep quicker when you're trying to go to sleep during the nighttime. Like when you're trying to go to bed, if you sit there and read a book before bed, they say that your eyes will get tired by moving, each line, each sentence. Your eyes will get tired and you'll naturally get sleepy. So you'll end up going to sleep. Another thing I've heard is there are a lot of like secrets that are in books that you might not even be able to find on the internet. However, I'm the type of person, I'm an overthinker. So me, I literally I have like 200 different notes in my phone alone, like in my notes that relates to everything I need in life, because like I said, like I bet you we've all Googled before. We went on Google and typed in how to make $1 million. We've all done that before. But I see a lot like on the social media space, people talking about, oh, I read this self-improvement book. I read this book. And me, I'm aware of all the famous books like Think and Grow Rich and 48 Laws of Power. I've heard of them, but I have not read them. I've even gone as far as to just research, what's it about and what are the main points of the book. Because you could get that like chapter by chapter. You could get that on Spark Notes or whatever. That's the thing we used to use like in school, like when we need to do like reading comprehension and shit. You know what I'm talking about? You would just go on Spark Notes to kind of skip the work that you actually got to do to complete the project. Hey, yo, motherfuckers get A+. So like I said, like, so I'll discuss my notes real quick. I got notes on like credit, like just so that in the future, when I enter, or now for that matter, if I enter a time where I'm starting to get into the credit game, or I'm starting to get into like whatever it may be, real estate, I have notes on like how to make an LLC, how to do this, how to do that. But I don't feel I have to read a fat ass book to get this information. Plus, here's the other thing. Me personally, when I read books, I get bored because the thing about it is there's good parts of the books and there's bad parts of the books. So the bad parts of not the bad parts of the book, but the parts of the book that have all this clutter within the story that they're trying to tell, it's not, I'm wasting time trying to figure out what is the point. Like, what is the point of this whole thing? You get what I mean? Now, there's nothing wrong with reading books if you're into like storytelling and because there are a lot of beautiful stories out there. But, I can't get past the fact that I got to read a fat ass book to figure out something that I may need to know, because I know a lot of the discussions on here involve self-improvement books. So yeah, not only that, self-improvement books and just books in general, books are written by people. So that being said, you know, there's plenty of other ways you can connect with a person other than reading a fat ass book. You could come right here on YouTube. And people post links on Google and like on the internet and stuff like that. There's just quicker ways you could get a summarized version on different topics and stuff like that. So how authors write books, right? I'm gonna now get into the topic of applying that information that you're reading to your own life. Now, when you do that and you're learning different things and you're trying to use it to help your own life. Let's say you're a content creator. I'm just throwing an example out there. Let's say you're a content creator. Let's say you're a book writer. Where did you get that information from? You probably got that information from somebody you looked up to, correct? Or you were taught by somebody in school or institution, whatever it may be. So you start to kind of get into the topic of NPCs. What is an NPC? An NPC originated from video games. It stands for non-player character. And now when you shift NPCs to the online world, people are quick to call somebody an NPC because, oh, you're like an NPC. You're just like a nobody. You get what I mean? Now, NPCs, I'm going to give you my perspective on NPCs. So when you describe someone as an NPC, most times people are saying that all you do is take certain information and you repeat it and try to make it your own, and you don't have any critical thinking skills and you don't have the capability of thinking for yourself. But I could argue, and feel free to give your feedback on this, that if that's the case, that everybody learns things from other people, and whoever the top people are, they had to have learned from somebody. You get what I mean? Or some type of mentor or something like that. If that's the case, we all are NPCs, if you really think about it, because nobody that comes up with an idea that they bring to the world, some of that, like some people think for themselves, but mostly it's influenced by somebody who had an impact on their life. So it's like, for an example, like let's say people on here on YouTube who copy other people's content and try to make it their own and make it seem like they made up the idea. In my opinion, no matter how far up the chain you get, that person who started the concept on social media read it in a book that was written by an author. So if that's the case, we all are NPCs. You get what I mean? But that's delving a little bit too deep into it. But I just have to make the point that, still, there's always ways to learn information. There's endless amounts of information online. There's endless amounts of things you can learn from people. And me personally, I would rather skip, a book and go straight to the source of what I want to know now. You get what I mean? Then I could just copy and paste my little notes into my, I could copy and paste what I'm trying to learn, put it in my notes, and apply it to my life. But I feel like if I'm just sitting there reading a fat book all day, I'm wasting time. That's just me personally. But I don't know. Also, maybe shoot me some ideas on some good like some good books, and let me know what you think. Like, let me know. Tell me what you get out of reading a book. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with you just, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just how I move. Like, I don't see the purpose in reading books. That's just me. You get what I mean? I thought this was a topic that I would drop a video on. So I will see y'all in the next video.